This is the Louie T Network. The journey is long, and nobody said it was going to be easy. But all we've got is us.
You have any quarterback news for us?
All that believe.
Yes, we do have news. We have announced that Kirk Cousins will be the starter for 2015 moving forward. And I think all three quarterbacks should be commended for their efforts, their willingness to get better. But when it's all said and done, after all the film that we've gone through, all the off-season activity, all the training camp footage, we feel like at this time, Kirk Cousins gives us the best chance to win, and that's where we're going.
When you say for 2015, does that mean barring?
It's Kirk's team.
Welcome, all my fellow Redskin brethren and sisters. I am your man and resident Redskins fan, Blue. Thank you for joining me here, Redskins Report. Week 14, bow and go coming straight at you. But before we get to the go of Chicago Week 14 huge road test, or the bow Week 13 Dallas Cowboys gut-wrenching loss on Monday night, gotta first tell you that I had an opportunity to go out to DC on Tuesday to record the third installment of the playbook with Frigola. It was a great experience, the best episode we've put together thus far. And to be brutally honest with you, it was therapeutic. I needed that. We literally talked Redskins football for the first 2 hours prior to the taping of the show. And then the first segment of the show is all Redskins. So if you haven't had a chance to check it out by the time this airs, and most likely you wouldn't have, because this should be up before it actually airs live on television at 8 tonight. I'm going to leave the live feed and link down in the show notes for you to check it out at 8 o'clock tonight. If you don't have a chance to check it out there, I'll have the encore presentation on my channel at 8:30. So if you don't get a chance to check it out live at 8, be sure to check the encore presentation on my channel at 8:30. So that was very therapeutic. Literally, the timeline was, hey, not at what, 12 o'clock, the game was over on Monday night. I jumped on, did the Redskins Rapid React. I recorded that, I uploaded it. By the time everything was done, it was like 2:30. I didn't get to bed till around 3. I wake up early the next morning, head for DC and record the playbook. So it was really a lot of things going on in a really condensed amount of time, but it was a really good product at the end, and I want you guys to check it out and tell me what you think. It was a really, really therapeutic experience for me. I really needed that, because that one hurt. That loss. Speaking of which, let's go to the bow on that Week 13 loss to Dallas. That one hurt. It did. And it stung. And it not only hurt our season, but it hurt us as Redskins fans. Not because it was just Dallas, just because of the nature of the loss. It stung. And maybe because it was Dallas, it put a little bit of extra on the end of it, a little extra oomph behind that gut punch. But it just, the fact that we lost the game, it could have been the Bears that we lost to like that. It just, the way that we lost the game, it hurt. And the fact that it was Dallas probably made it a little bit worse. So that one was rough, you know, to force 3 turnovers, to have all the opportunities we had in that ball game, to only get 3 points off the turnovers, to have the penalties that we had, to have all of the things go wrong that did go wrong for the Cowboys. Matt Castle wasn't good, their running game wasn't good. For us to not be able to take advantage of all of those things, to have receivers open and Kirk either miss them or not see them, for us to not execute on the offensive side of football was frustrating. For us to not execute on special teams, and look, D-Hop has been outstanding, extraordinary for us this season. I'm not going to beat him up because he missed a field goal and he didn't kick it out of bounds on that last kickoff when he needed him to. He had a rough night, but he's been so good for us, I'm willing to overlook that. I mean, the fact of the matter is, we didn't make enough plays as a team. It wasn't just special teams. It wasn't just the offense. It wasn't just the coaches, because I thought they did a poor job, especially on the offensive side. I thought Joe Barry did a magnificent job mixing up his play calls defensively, but I thought Sean McVay and Jay Gruden struggled. And I've talked ad nauseum about the fact that we don't get the consistency that we would like out of the play calling from Sean McVay and Jay Gruden on a week-to-week basis. One week you'll get the boots, one week you'll get the screens, and the next you won't get either one of them. And we didn't get them enough in this game, and we ran it too much, and it was just frustrating. But at the end of the day, You can say what you want. You can say that, you know, we gave the game away, that the Cowboys took the game, or we didn't want it, whatever. At the end of the day, we lost. And that's a bitter pill to swallow, but we lost. We're 5-7. Time to turn the page, move on to week 14 versus the Chicago Bears. Speaking of which, that's the team right now at 5-7. Their playoff hopes are fledgling right now, and so they're a desperate football team. They come off of a tough loss in overtime to the 49ers, so we gotta ratchet it up. And I'm gonna make this short and sweet, okay? Simple and it's plain as day. We got to go to Chicago, and it's supposed to be a very inclement weather type of day. So it's not going to be the conditions that you're looking for. It's going to be nasty. It's supposed to be windy. They don't call it the Windy City for nothing. It's supposed to be a very ugly day in Chicago on Sunday. Whatever it is, I don't give a damn what it is. We got to go out and we got to execute. We got to run the football. And this is the thing. If we're having success, great. Keep running. If we're not, don't bang your head up against a brick wall. Turn around and say, you know what? We're going to spread these boys out. I would much rather see a 4-by-1 set where you put 4 receivers on the field and Jordan Reed on the field all at once, empty set, and just let Kirk fling it around the field 37 times, go 29-37 for 318 and 2 touches, and get out of Chicago with a W. We can do that. Kirk can do that. He's shown you he can do that. So if the run game isn't working, and you're not going to run the boots, you're not going to run the screens off the run game, spread them out, West Coast passing game, and let Kirk go to work and be surgical with the football. I'm tired of us doing the same thing over and over with no results, little to no results. It's very frustrating to watch your team do the same stuff over and over and wind up in 3rd and 9, 3rd and 10, 3rd and 11. You can't run on first down, you can't run on second down and expect Kirk to bail us out on 3rd and long. It's not going to happen. So I love the addition of Pierre Thomas. I think he's going to help us on 3rd downs. Is he going to change the game? No, but what he will do is be a smart, savvy back. Going to come in, pick up blitz protections, and catch the football out of the backfield. I love the addition of Pierre Thomas. I talked about him when he was in New Orleans as one of the most underrated backs in the league. He can do a little bit of everything. He runs with a physicality that you see out of few backs in the league. He doesn't turn the football over, and he's a very heady player. So I expect him to come in and give our running backs room a boost right away, and I expect him to contribute on 3rd downs as soon as Chicago. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised to see him get 7 or 8 snaps in Chicago on 3rd downs, catching the football and protecting Kirk in blitz pickup, because we struggled on Monday versus the Cowboys in blitz pickup, and with Chris Thompson being banged up, I'd expect to see Pierre Thomas quite a bit on 3rd down. So that's a big pickup for us. I really like that move. It really fortifies that running back room. And if we're struggling running the football with Alfred Morris and Matt Jones, don't be surprised if Pierre Thomas isn't taking a few carries on 1st and 2nd down. So we'll see how that addition to our team looks moving forward. But at the end of the day, it's really simple to cut and dry for me. Defensively, keep doing what you've done over the last 2 weeks. All right, stop the run. Don't let Matt Forte or Jeremy Langford get us. Stop the run, put them in 3rd and long situations, and try to get to Jay Cutler. On 1st and 2nd down, I'd love to see some cover 2 fronts to disrupt the passing game, because Jay Cutler has run a lot of quick passing game this season under offensive coordinator Adam Gase. And I'll talk about the Bears coaches and then we'll get out of here, because I think it's their coaching staff versus our coaching staff, and that's going to be a really big matchup for me this week. But stop Jay Cutler from getting into a rhythm by jamming the receivers at the line of scrimmage, disrupting the timing of those routes, and allowing the defensive line to win some matchups up front. And I think that because this is a Bears team that lacks a lot of playmakers offensively, you can blitz on 3rd down. You can have opportunities to come after. This isn't like the New York Giants where you got Odell Beckham Jr. and you're like, man, if we come after them and we don't hit home, and he's got one-on-one coverage, he's going to win and hit us for a 74-yard touchdown. It's not like the Cowboys where Cole Beasley, Terrence Williams, or Des Bryant's out there, and if you whip on a blitz and those guys get the football in their hands quickly and make a guy miss, it's 76 yards to the crib. Bears don't have that kind of playmaker on their football team. So if you're Joe Barry, the defensive coordinator Joe Barry, I say you come after Jay Cutler on some 3rd and long situations. Mix it up. Not always do you come after him. He's a veteran in this league, and he will pick you apart if you continue to come after him. But we know Jay Cutler will share the football. So, you know, you get him in 3rd and 7, you get him in 3rd and 9. Don't be afraid to turn the dogs loose, come after him, and send the kitchen sink and see if you can't get Jay Cutler to make a mistake. But at the end of the day, stop the run. Take advantage of opportunities. We force turnovers in this game. We gotta score points off of those turnovers. Can't be like it was the last 2 weeks, 6 turnovers and only 6 points, or excuse me, 3 points to show for them. So I'm looking forward to seeing how we bounce back from that really tough loss on Monday night. Short week, turn around, out to Chicago. I want to see how we fare. And before I get out of here quickly, to me, the Chicago Bears have one of the best coaching staffs in the league, because if you look at the talent that they put on the field each and every Sunday, it's not what you would expect out of an NFL franchise. Their roster is not built to be 5-7 right now, but yet that's what they are, because to me, John Fox is one of the best coaches in the league, and you can look at his track record. Wherever he goes, winning follows. I thought Vic Fangio came into a situation where I thought it was a no-win situation for him. Actually, to me, it was a high-risk, high-reward type of proposition, because if you go to Chicago, because I thought he should have come to Washington, because we wanted him. I said, if you go to Chicago and they stink, and you stink as a defensive coordinator, you're never going to get that head coaching job you're looking for. But if you take this ragtag bunch and turn them into a credible defense, everybody's going to be beating down your doorstep trying to get you to be their next head coach. And I think he's done that this season, because you look at that roster defensively and you say to yourself, who's that guy? There's not a household name on that defense, yet they go out and play good football week in, week out. Offensively, the same can be said about offensive coordinator Adam Gase. He's taken Jay Cutler and made him a much better, more competent passer of the football, getting the football out of his hands quickly. This offense doesn't have any stars on it outside of Matt Forte. Alshon Jeffrey been in and out of the lineup, but they haven't had the production offensively that you would expect from a team with some of the weapons. But when you don't have Alshon Jeffrey for most of the season, when Matt Forte's missed his share of games, when your first round pick Kevin White never plays a snap this season, all of a sudden you've got guys like Mark Mariani out there running routes and catching the football. Even Eddie Royal, the guy you brought in to be comfortable with Jay Cutler, has missed games this season. They struggled at the skill positions, yet they've had guys like Zach Miller at the tight end position step up, make plays for them. This is a team that you say to yourself, we should be able to dominate them, but that coaching staff gets it done week in and week out. Can our coaching staff win this week? I think that's a big matchup. Our coaching staff of Jay Gruden, Sean McVay, and Joe Barry versus their coaching staff of John Fox, Adam Gase, and Vic Fangio. Who's going to win? Because if their coaching staff outcoaches us, and I thought that Sean McVay and Jay Gruden were outcoached last week. I thought they stuck with the run way too long. They didn't use the bootlegs and the screens and the play action fakes off of the run game last week, and I thought they left some plays out there on the field. I thought Kirk Cousins left some plays out there on the field, but at the end of the day, who's going to win? The Bears coaching staff or ours? If our coaching staff reigns supreme in this game, we're going to win this football game, because I think the Bears have to win from the coaching box to be able to win on the field, because they don't have enough talent to just purely beat you on the field. So we'll see what happens. I am a Redskins fan. Ashton Burgundy and gold. My Redskins spirit will never die. My Redskins spirit will never fold. Until we meet again, hail to our beloved Redskins. I got the Redskins winning this game 20-13. It's not going to be pretty, but I don't give a damn. I just want a road win. I just want to win in general. I just want to stay atop this division and start to build some confidence and some momentum going into the final stretch of the season. I think we can get it done. Don't forget to check out episode 3 of the Playbook with Free Gola. I'll see you after the game.
There's plenty more where that came from. While you're here, subscribe to the channel. If you want more Louie T, be sure to follow me on Twitter at InTheLabRoom, or you can like the Facebook page at In The Lab Room. That's In The Lab Room on Facebook and at In The Lab Room on Twitter. Don't forget, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already done so. The Redskins Report.